afternoon students, welcome to video lectures on chemistry. So in the previous class we started second unit syllabus, that is solid state. So in this chapter we already discussed about the definition for solid. So solids are of two types, one is crystalline solid and the second one is amorphous solids. And also we started important topic, that is the laws of crystallography. So crystallography is nothing but it is a branch of science. It explains the structure of a solid. It explains the structure of a solid. So there are three important laws that are included in this crystallography. So there are three laws. So what is the first law? So already you discussed about first law and the second law in morning class. So first one is law of constant of interfacial angles. So this is first law. So according to this law, even in a crystal, the length of the face is different or the structure of the crystal is also different, but the angle between two faces, corresponding faces, is always equal. So that is nothing but law of constant of interfacial angle. So that is also explained in the case of NaCl crystal. So for NaCl, the interfacial angle between two faces is always 90 degrees. So whether it is like Benzian like structure or any other structure. So maybe it's a geometry different or length of the face is also different, but the angle between two faces is always equal to 90 degrees in the case of NaCl. So this law explains about interfacial angle. So that is the angle between two faces. And the second law is law of rational indices. Law of rational indices. So in this law we discussed about Weiss indices as well as Miller indices. So what are Weiss indices? So according to this law, when a crystal cuts the coordinate axis at XYZ axis with an intercept OA is to OB is to OC. So these are the ratio of intercepts of a plane of a crystal. So these ratio is always present in whole numbers. So 2a is to 4b is to some 3c. So where 2, 4, 3 are nothing but Weiss indices. So here the coefficient of intercepts, that is 2, 4, 3 are nothing but Weiss indices. So Weiss indices equal to 2, 4, 3. Similarly, Miller indices. So Miller indices are nothing but reciprocal of Weiss indices. So for this example, if Weiss indices are 2, 4, 3, therefore Miller indices are given by 1 by 2, 1 by 4 as well as 1 by 3. So this is about Miller indices. Hence Miller indices are always reciprocal of Weiss indices. And also we discussed about distance between the parallel planes. So that is given by 1 by d square, that is equal to h square by a square, k square by b square and l square by c square. So where h comma k comma l are nothing but Miller indices. So these are nothing but Miller indices. And d, what is d? D is nothing but distance between parallel planes. Distance between parallel planes. And also a comma b comma c are nothing but a, b, c are length of the faces. Length of the faces along x, y, z. If it is a cubic crystal, then all lengths are equal, that is A equal to B equal to C for cubic crystal. Therefore, for a cubic crystal, the distance is determined by using the formula 1 by d square is equal to h square by a square plus k square by b square, and it is plus l square by c square. And finally, we simplify this equation, we get a d value, that is distance between parallel plane, that is given by a square or simply a divided by square root of h square plus k square plus l square. So this is the formula for determination of distance between the parallel planes present in a crystal. And then we started third law, that is law of symmetry. Law of symmetry. So symmetry is nothing but arrangement. So arrangement of points present in a crystal is nothing but symmetry. So here there are every crystal having three types of symmetry. So first one is plane of symmetry. Plane of symmetry. And the second one is axis of symmetry. So this is axis of symmetry. And the third one is center of symmetry. Center of symmetry. So there are three types of symmetries present in a crystal. First one is plane of symmetry, second one is axis of symmetry, and the third one is center of symmetry. So what is a plane of symmetry? First one. So plane of symmetry is nothing but, imagine a plane which is passing through the crystal and rotate the crystal, or which cuts the crystal into two equal halves. Then that plane is nothing but a plane of symmetry, or the crystal having plane of symmetry. So there are two types of planes again. So one is rectangular plane, and the second one is dihedral plane. So what is rectangular plane? So rectangular plane is nothing but, it is a imaginary plane passing through the crystal, and also here it is passing through opposite faces. Opposite faces. And cuts the crystal into two equal halves. Since there are 6 faces in a crystal, therefore the number of rectangular plane of symmetry for a cubic crystal is equal to 3. Similarly, dihedral plane, or simply this is also nothing but diagonal plane. So it is a plane passing through opposite edges of a crystal. So how many edges are there for a crystal? So each crystal having 12 edges, and also this plane passing through opposite edges. So it includes 2 edges. Therefore the total number of dihedral planes, that is equal to 12 by 2, that is equal to 6. Therefore a crystal always having 2 types of planes. One is a rectangular plane, another one is a dihedral plane. So there are 3 rectangular planes and also 6 dihedral planes. Therefore total number of planes present in a crystal is always equal to 9. So 3 rectangular planes as well as 6 dihedral planes. So each crystal, so here it is a cubic crystal. So what is cubic crystal? All the length of the faces are equal. So along x, along y, and also along z. So this is a crystal where this is the length along x axis, this is x, and this is y. So it is b, and this is z along z axis having a length c. If suppose a is equal to b is equal to c, that means all the length of the faces along xyz axis are equal, then this is nothing but a cubic crystal. So this is a cubic crystal in which all the lengths of the faces are equal. Therefore for a cubic crystal it is having 3 rectangular planes and 6 dihedral planes. Therefore total number of planes present in a cubic crystal is always equal to 9. So this is all about plane of symmetry. And then second one is axis of symmetry. So next symmetry is axis of symmetry. So in this symmetry, now we imagine an axis, so that is passing through our crystal. So imagine an axis. Imagine an axis. So what is axis? Axis is simply nothing but a line. So imagine an axis passing through crystal, and rotate the crystal. Rotate the crystal with 360 degrees centigrade, with 360 degrees angle. If suppose we get identical configuration, then the crystal having axis of symmetry. It means by the total rotation of 360 degrees, so how many times you get identical configuration, that explains the presence of number of axis of symmetry. So here symmetry element is a line or an axis, and passing through the molecule and rotate the molecule with respect to some angle. If we get equivalent configuration means identical, same configuration after rotation, then the crystal having axis of symmetry. And also here the axis with the angle theta, that is given by 360 divided by n. So where theta is nothing but angle of rotation. Theta is nothing but angle of rotation, and n is known as order of the axis. Order of the axis. So theta is equal to, that is the angle to which the molecule is rotated, the crystal is rotated. So that angle is given by 360 divided by n, where n is nothing but order of rotation. So here again there are three types of axis of symmetries. So three types of axis are there. So first one is C4 axis of symmetry. C4 axis of symmetry. So this is axis of symmetry, and also here C4. So where 4 represent order of the axis. Order of the axis, that is nothing but n value. So where n is equal to 4. So that means by using the formula theta is equal to 360 divided by n, where n is equal to 4, because this is a C4 axis. So it means theta is equal to 360 divided by 4, that is equal to 90 degrees. So what 90 degrees explain? So imagine an axis which is passing through the molecule, or here it is a crystal. So passing through the crystal and rotate the crystal with 90 degrees. If we get identical configuration, then the crystal having C4 axis of symmetry. So what is the definition for C4? So imagine an axis passing through the crystal and rotate the crystal with 90 degrees. If suppose we get identical configuration, that is same configuration after rotation, then the crystal having C4 axis of symmetry. And a crystal having, there are three C4 axis of symmetries. So these are obtained by passing opposite faces. Opposite faces of a crystal. So look at the crystal. So this is a cubic crystal, right? So this is a cubic crystal. Now I imagine an axis, so that is passing through opposite faces. So this is above the face and this is below the face. Now I imagine an axis, that is nothing but a line. So this line passing through our crystal, that is also opposite faces, and now rotate this crystal with an angle of 90 degrees. If we rotate the crystal with 90 degrees, then again it gives identical configuration because it is a cubic crystal. So after rotation also we get same configuration. That means by rotating the crystal with 90 degrees we get identical configuration. Therefore A crystal having C4 axis of symmetry. Therefore, C4 axis of symmetry is an axis passing through opposite faces of a crystal, and also each crystal having 6 faces. So it has, crystal has 6 faces, and hence how many number of C4 axes are there? So this is one C4 axis passing through these faces, and also this is one more axis passing through 2 faces, and also so this is above the face and this is below the face. So again we consider an axis passing through both the faces. So it has 6 faces. Each C4 axis is passing through 2 opposite faces. Therefore, the total number of C4 axis of symmetry present in a crystal is equal to, so totally 6 faces, but each axis passing through 2 faces. Therefore, total number of axes are equal to 3. Therefore, every cubic crystal having 3 number of C4 axis of symmetries, all are passing through opposite faces. And then second one is C3 axis of symmetry. C3 axis of symmetry. So here again imagine an axis which is passing through the crystal and rotate the crystal with an angle theta. So that is given by 360 divided by, so here 3, n value is 3, therefore we get an angle of 120. So 120 degrees. It means C3 is an axis passing through the crystal and rotate the crystal with 120 degrees. If suppose if we get identical configuration, then the crystal having C3 axis of symmetry. So every crystal is rotated with respect to an axis with an angle of 120 degrees. So for this again consider the crystal. So this is the crystal. So each crystal having 8 corners. So this is the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So these are the 8 corners. Now I imagine an axis which is passing through opposite corners. So this is a corner and it is opposite corner to this. So now I imagine an axis which is passing through both the corners. So after rotation, this part is converted to left hand side and this part is converted to right hand side. So both are mirror images. So it cuts the crystal into 2 equal halves. Therefore, it is having C3 axis of symmetry. And also here we rotate this crystal with respect to this axis with an angle of 120. So because here 3 angles along x, along y and also along z. So total value is always 360. Therefore, each angle is 120. So after rotation with 120 degrees, x becomes y, y becomes z and z becomes x. Therefore, we get identical configuration. Therefore, this axis passing through opposite corners and rotate the crystal with 120 degrees, then we get identical configuration. Therefore, this crystal having C3 axis of symmetry. And also, so there are 8 corners. So our axis C3 axis is passing through 2 opposite corners. Therefore, total number of C3 axis of symmetries present in a crystal. Total number of C3 axis of symmetries in a crystal. Which crystal? It is cubic crystal, that is equal to 8 by 2, that is equal to 4. Therefore, number of C3 axis of symmetries present in a cubic crystal is equal to 4. And this is about C3 axis. And finally, one more axis of symmetry that exists in a crystal, that is C2 axis. So third one, C2 axis of symmetry. So for C2 axis, the angle of rotation theta is given by 360 divided by n, where n is equal to 2. Therefore, angle of rotation is equal to 180 degrees. So, C2 is an axis passing through the crystal and rotate the crystal with 180 degrees. If suppose we get identical configuration, then the crystal having C2 axis of symmetry. So, after rotating the crystal with 180, if you get identical is nothing but same configuration. So, there is no change in position of the atoms, then it is nothing but identical configuration. So, after rotation, if we get identical configuration, then the crystal having a C2 axis of symmetry. So, here C2 axis is passing through opposite edges of a crystal. So, look at the crystal. So, this is a crystal. So, this is a crystal. So, how many edges are there? Total number of edges present in a crystal is equal to 12. So, these are the edges 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th one, 10th one, 11th one, and also 12th one. So, totally there are 12 edges. Each C2 axis is passing through opposite edge. If suppose this is an edge, and again consider this edge. So, both are opposite. So, now imagine an axis which is passing through opposite edge and rotate this crystal with an angle of 180 degrees. So, 180 degrees means 360 divided by 2. So, total crystal is divided into 2 equal halves. Both are mirror images. Therefore, we get identical configuration after rotation. So, this becomes right side and right side becomes left side. So, there is no change in position of atoms because it is a cubic crystal. So, all lengths are equal and also all angles between the faces are also equal. Therefore, after rotating this crystal with 180 degrees, we get identical configuration. Therefore, this crystal having C2 axis. And also, there are totally 12 edges. Therefore, the number of C2 axis of symmetries, total number of C2 axis of symmetries present in a cubic crystal, that is equal to totally 12 edges divided by 2, that is each axis passes opposite edges. Therefore, you get 6 number of C2 axis of symmetries. So, finally, a crystal having 3 types of axis of symmetries. First one is C4 axis, and second one is C3 axis, and third one is C2 axis. So, C4 is nothing but passing through opposite faces, and C3 is nothing but it is an axis passing through opposite corners, and finally C2 is an axis passing through opposite edges. So, since there are 6 faces, therefore crystal having 3 number of C4 axis, and also it is having 8 corners, that is why it is having 4 number of C3 axis, and finally there are 12 edges, therefore it is having 6 number of C2 axis of symmetries. Therefore, the total number of axis of symmetry present in a crystal, that is equal to 3 plus 4 plus 6, that is equal to 13. So, this is nothing but total axis of symmetry present in a crystal. So, up to here we completed plane of symmetry as well as axis of symmetry. So, plane of symmetry. So, how many planes? 3 rectangular planes and 6 diagonal planes. So, totally it is equal to 9. Similarly, here axis. So, 4 plus 3 plus 6, that is equal to 13. And now third one. So, what is the third one? Center of symmetry. Center of symmetry. So, each crystal having 3 types of symmetries. First one, plane of symmetry. Second one, axis of symmetry, and then center of symmetry. So, what is center of symmetry? So, center of symmetry is nothing but here symmetry element is a point. symmetry element is a point. So in this case, imagine a point within the crystal. So this is our crystal. So this is our crystal. So imagine a point within the crystal such that that point is always present at the center, such that the length between all points present in the crystal are in equal distance. So here this is the point present at center, then the distance between all corners up to this point is equal, and also the distance between all faces from this point is equal, and also the distance between all edges to this point is equal. Therefore, center of symmetry is nothing but imagine a point such that all the points present in the crystal, are in equal distance to the imaginary point. So this is the definition for a center of symmetry. If suppose the distance between all the points to that point is equal, then that point is nothing but a center of symmetry. So for any crystal, there is only one such point, that is the center of a crystal. So each crystal having only one center. So that is the imaginary point at the center, then only all the distance from all the points is equal. So every crystal having only one center of symmetry. So center of symmetry for a cubic crystal or any crystal, center of symmetry for a crystal is always equal to 1. So this is about elements of symmetry. So first element is a plane of symmetry, second one axis of symmetry, and third one is center of symmetry. So therefore, finally the total number of elements of symmetry present in a cubic crystal is equal to, so here elements, so what are the elements? First element is a plane plus second element is an axis and third element is a point. So these are the elements. So under the plane we studied a plane of symmetry, and here it is axis of symmetry, and it is a point of symmetry or a center of symmetry. And so this is, so totally there are 9 planes, and here 13 axis of symmetries and one center of symmetry. Therefore, the total number of elements of symmetry present in a cubic crystal, that is equal to 23. So this is very important. So each cubic crystal having 23 elements of symmetry. So out of 23, there are 9 planes, 13 axes of symmetries, and finally one center of symmetry. So this is all about laws of crystallography. So totally 3 laws. First one, law of constant of interfacial angle, interfacial angle, and second one facial angle, and the second one is law of rational indices, and finally third one is law of symmetry. So all these are important laws present in crystallography. So this is very important question in your first semester syllabus. So this is all about crystallography laws, or simply laws of crystallography. Now next topic, types of crystals. Types of crystals. So crystals are classified into 7 types basing on the length of the faces, the length of the faces, and also basing on the angle between the faces. So these are the two parameters, angle between the faces. So what is the length on x-axis, y and z? So that is ABC values. So basing on ABC values as well as interfacial angle between two faces. So basing on these two parameters, clusters are classified into 7 types. So these are given by, so first one is cubic crystal. First one is cubic crystal. So for cubic crystal, the parameters are given as A is equal to B is equal to C, and also alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. So look at the here, A equal to B equal to C, that is length of the face along x, y, z all are equal, and also the angle between xy, that is alpha, and angle between yz axis, that is beta, and also angle between zx, that is gamma. So here all the angles are equal, and also each angle is equal to 90 degrees. Then that crystal is known as a cubic crystal. So look at the crystal, cubic crystal. So this is a cubic crystal. So in this cubic crystal, so the parameters are, so this is along x, and this is along y, and this is along z. If suppose A is equal to B is equal to C, so that is this is the length between origin to x axis. So this is small a, and this is small b, and this is small c. So for a cubic crystal, all the lengths are equal. A is equal to B is equal to C. And also here the distance between x and y, this is alpha, and the distance between y and z, so this is beta, and this is distance between or angle between z and x, this is gamma. So here if the distance or angle alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, and also here look at the angle, so this is perpendicular to x axis, y is also perpendicular to z and also perpendicular to x, therefore all are having 90 degrees. Therefore each length is equal, and also each angle is equal, and it is also equal to 90 degrees. Then that crystal is known as a cubic crystal. So first crystal is a cubic crystal. It is having a parameters like A is equal to B is equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, that is also equal to 90 degrees. Then that crystal is nothing but cubic crystal. Now second one. So second crystal is tetragonal crystal. Tetragonal. So for tetragonal crystal, the parameters are A is equal to B not equal to C, whereas alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, that is also equal to 90 degrees. So what does it mean? All the angles are equal and also equal to 90 degrees, whereas only two length of the faces are equal, but the third one is not equal. So that is the length along x axis is equal to length along y, but it is not equal to along z. So look at the crystal. If suppose, so this is a crystal, right? So here, so this length is exactly equal to this length. So if it is A and it is B, but this is more compared to AB. So in this case, A is equal to B, but not equal to C. So only two lengths along x and y. So that means it is x and this is y and this is z. So here the length along x axis is equal to length along y axis, but it is not equal to length along z axis. So here A is equal to B but not equal to C, whereas so here this is the angle between xy, that is alpha, and this is angle between yz, that is beta, and this is angle between zx, that is gamma. So both are equal because here there is a 90 degrees angle, again 90 degrees, again 90 degrees. Therefore you get alpha is equal to beta, that is also equal to gamma, and all are equal to 90 degrees. So in this case, A is equal to B but not equal to C, whereas alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, that is equal to 90 degrees. So such type of crystal is known as tetragonal crystal. So this is the second type of crystal. And then third one. So third one is orthogonal crystal. Orthogonal crystal. So in this crystal, the parameters are A is equal to B. So A not equal to B, not equal to C, and also alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. So what does this mean? So along x is not equal to along y, this is not equal to along z. So all the lengths are different. All lengths are different, but all angles are equal and also equal to 90 degrees. So along x, y, z angles are equal, that is also equal to 90 degrees, but no length is equal along x, y, z. So all are different length. Then such type of crystal is nothing but orthogonal crystal. So look at the structure for orthogonal. So this is a orthogonal crystal. Right. So this is having very small length, and this is somewhat high, and this is a large. So what does this mean? A is not equal to B and also B not equal to C. So all are different. So no length is equal, and also here this is x, this is x, and this is y, and this is z. So here alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma and also equal to 90 degrees, because so this is the length between alpha and this is beta and this is gamma. So all are equal and also are all equal to 90 degrees angle. Therefore such crystal is nothing but a orthogonal crystal. Now fourth one, monoclinic crystal. Monoclinic. So the parameters for monoclinic crystal are A not equal to B not equal to C, and also alpha is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees, but beta is not equal to 90 degrees. So here no length is equal, that is all lengths along x, y, z are different, and also two lengths, so two angles, so this is along x, y and this is along y, z, gamma, so gamma means along zx. So both are equal and also equal to 90, but this is the angle between y and z. So this is not equal to 90 degrees. Then such type of crystal is nothing but monoclinic crystal. So all lengths are different and also only two angles are equal, that is also equal to 90 degrees, but one angle is not equal to 90, then that crystal is nothing but a monoclinic crystal. And then fifth one, triclinic crystal. So in the case of triclinic crystal, the parameters are A not equal to B not equal to C, and also alpha not equal to beta not equal to gamma, that is also not equal to 90 degrees. So no angle is equal and also no length is equal, all are different. So that crystal having all different lengths and also all different angles, and that angle is also not equal to 90 degrees. So then that crystal is nothing but a triclinic crystal. And then sixth one, rhombohedral crystal. Rhombohedral. So in this case the parameters are A is equal to B, that is equal to C, also alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, but not equal to 90. But not equal to 90. So it means all the lengths are same. along x is equal to along y and also along z, and also all angles are equal along xyz axis, but no angle is equal to 90. So all are not equal to 90 because alpha is equal to beta, beta is also equal to gamma, but gamma not equal to 90. So what does this mean? Alpha not equal to 90, beta not equal to 90, and also gamma not equal to 90. So in such crystal, all the lengths are equal and also all angles are equal, but no angle is equal to 90 degrees. Then such crystal is nothing but rhombohedral crystal. And finally, last one, that is hexagonal crystal. Hexagonal crystal. So for this crystal, the parameters are A is equal to B but not equal to C, and also alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degrees but gamma is equal to 120 degrees. So it means only two lengths along x and y are equal, but it is not equal to length along z axis. So only two are equal, and also two angles are equal and also equal to 90 degrees, but one angle is greater than 90, that is 120 degrees. Then such crystal is known as hexagonal crystal. So this is the classification of crystals basing on the parameters, that is length as well as angles between the faces. So there are 7 types of crystals, and these are simply identified by using simple relation CTO-MTRH. CTO-MTRH. So C means cubic, T means tetragonal, O means orthorhombic, monoclinic, this is a triclinic, and this is rhombohedral, and finally hexagonal. So these are the 7 types of crystals basing on the parameters length of the axis, ABC values, and also angles between the coordinate axis along x, y and z. So basing on these parameters, the crystal is classified into several types. So all these are nothing but types of crystal systems. Types of crystal systems. So this is all about crystallography as well as types of crystal systems. So stop here today, and I discuss remaining topics in next class. Thank you.